couldn't help but notice that these days it's a case of like children are allowed to be seen and they're allowed to be heard. Back in our day, it was like children should be seen and not heard, right? Latently abusive, yeah. So anyway, when we were at school and we had to do these things like 1 minute silence for all these tossers that died at the hands of these other tossers, and we have to sit there and go, I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it, I don't like it, this is creepy, I think they're all creepy. And you latently know as a child, this is all creepy, fucking weird shit presentation. What would happen is you had to be quiet, otherwise you're considered rude. But the point is, what's rude is killing people. So anyway, in other countries, if you don't wear a burqa, they stone you and drag you about and go, oh, you're not complying, because people are latently frustrated little weirdos. That's what I've come to understand. That there's a latent sexual frustration within the human race that just wants to have a little target and pick on a little person. And if you stand up and stand out, they're going to try and get their hands and mitts all over you illicitly. Some people, like if you're in the USA, and you've got certain sexual preferences and you're a woman, you stand up, they love you. They go, wow, we'll revere you. In this country, the UK's still got a few issues. It lets people get away with stuff, see? Like people that should be in a sex club torturing people consensually are allowed to work in the Met Police, see? That's the problem. So it's like, and if you let them get away with it, I don't know if it's a structural organisation thing, but there's something funny going around me. I don't know if it's because I did a decade around film sets and TV sets and there's money invested in the abuse, but there's definitely something funky going on around the girl. And if you can't see that, well, more for you. I do document my case, of which I'm certain, and outspoken is my favourite discipline, quite frankly. So, you say tossers killing themselves and more. I'm sorry for all those fallen dead people, but they didn't really want to do it. They were forced to do it. Guess what? By big lizard people with agendas that were all collaborating. They're called elite cabols, and they all went to Africa at the same time, and it was all plotted and planned, and it was all worked out, and it was like, oh, we won't get hurt, all that shit's going on. And the worst part is, it's not even the royal family ain't even part of it. They're not even Ufay. They're just part of the puppetry. So yeah, all that stuff that I think people have exposed, they're called conspiracy theories, is no longer conspiracy. All the plot lines that people tell you to follow are actually bullshit. Like COVID. COVID is some sort of engineering, and it was like genetic engineering for some people. Everything turned to shit around them. Like, your mother's getting like severe burns from a little tiny fat splash, and she's having autoimmune responses, and there's something funny going on with the science. And the more people you talk to, the more you find some weird stories out there, and I'm pretty sure it's to do with engineering. So it's like, whatever you want to believe, you believe it. You trip the light, fantastic. I love a USA. I know that I'm revered over there for being outspoken and saying, daring to use the word tosser. But, as time changes, with every rising sun, we're supposed to say, yay, we're new earthers. We're new earthers. Every day's anew. It's not to forget your history, but to say that history was wank. And you used to tell kids to shush and be respectful of everybody that fucking jumped off a cliff like a lemon without the right information. Because if you knew what was really pulling the strings, you'd actually go to war on them rather than other countries, wouldn't you? So yeah, whatever's attacking me, I think that's a good place to start. Whatever's seeing me in a courtroom is probably a good place to start. Yeah, because I just made a little video about being a Zen garden, and it was all nice and flowing and golden until it was dried up and dry. And that's kind of what's happening with the world, really, because it's getting so politically correct and whatever, and people coming up with stupid taglines like, I'm a pansexual. No, you're not, you're a bisexual slag. Ugh. It's like, oh, but no, I love transgenders. No, a transgender is either a man or a woman. It's not a new fucking bracket. It's a synth man or a synth woman. It's a lady boy from Thailand. It's whatever the fuck it is, but it's still a boy or a girl. I think that's all there is to, like, life on planet Earth as a human being. That you're either a boy or a girl until you evolve into an alien species. But if you got a synthetic dick or a synthetic vagina and had your tits lopped off or grown, you're still a man or a girl with synthetic bits. So there's no such thing as a pan, quite frankly. Just a bisexual slag. So I like being honest, me. Come on, bring it. Because all I can feel is the hate from where I'm being sitting for so long anyway, via weird authorities and little people that leave you in cages for an hour and a half to suffer nerve damage in your thumbs, whilst willingly doing it. Oh, low-level torture's okay in the Met Police. Yes, it kills people, doesn't it? Let's be honest. Like poor little white boys from Essex. It kills those kind of people, apparently, nowadays. Because people going, racist! Fuck off with racist. People are all the same. Doesn't matter what country you come from. Oh, you're just unevolved from that country, or you've got these religious bias, and the misogyny is won over, whatever. And if your happiness depends on any person outside of you, all of your religions are afoul, because the kingdom of heaven is always within to any practitioner of any religion. Go figure that one out. So it doesn't really allow for violence because somebody isn't pleasing you. So long as you're not hurting anybody in the cash, you're another me, do unto others. That's the only law you need to know. But unfortunately, we live in a matrix simulation that fucks that up the arse, that one. It just doesn't actually allow for the happiness, because it does a thing called taxing people. And if you don't fit into a tax bracket and you've been given illicit drugs or you've got mental health issues because of that, they'll target you more. Oh, you're failing at paying your taxes, you're failing at being a good citizen, so we'll target you more and see if we can just chuck you in a system so we can live off you on depressing little wages and try to call you something under a psychological terminology, even though every day's a new day and you're living in a new earth. Some of us are new earthers and we just want to go to LA. We want to gravitate to our tribe. We just want to run from the country. But unfortunately, we don't feel like it's safe to travel because they used Interpol and they arrested me at an airport for nothing. Because of a small world, mate. Irony. So yeah, you don't feel like you can travel because you're actually being groomed into a petification sort of stance, because your parents are very institutionalised on the quiet and they don't even know what's what. They believe in COVID and they're not sure about me because I don't. So it's like, okay, so what am I, state fodder for abuse? Oh, I did have 10 agents at one point. Catnap Casting, Casting Collective, Mad Dog, Extra People. Oh, the list went on, Piece of Cake. Oh, there was loads at one point. So, you know, all they needed to do is actually just forthright come towards me and say, we understand you're a talent, Nora. We will protect you. We will make sure you have agency. Because it's just a theory. But when I was at Embankment Station and there was somebody, action, that was running around a train track, and I just went from the crowd, bah, 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 because he was being handled. It triggered something. He's, I didn't think I was being seen. Wah, wah, wah. So I entered the train after it was all over, and they entered the train and took me off as a lone woman on a Saturday night, and then put me in a van and drove me to the other side of town, whoever they were. They called themselves Transport for London Police, but you know, they have every ability to be infiltrated once you've been around $billion sets like the Pokemon set in the financial district, because you're like, is this for real? You're putting me in a van, taking me to the other side of town, got two elderly parents inside. This doesn't seem very lawful. And then they keep the van there, sitting there stationary for ages to make you get fearful, because they know that you've been fucked with once you've been around $1 billion sets and you've seen all their costumes that actually have authentic markings, because money is all over it, and you're scared. And then they put you into a cell next to this psychotic person all night, and then when you're getting released, the psychotic person is always there on the phone with somebody standing next to him, and it always seems like there's somebody watching you for your reactions. So I don't know if that's the film director around my life that's abusing me with money, but it feels that way at every turn. So watch and learn, my little actor friends, or the people that feel that they're being abused around the town, because guess what? The handlers, they might actually be doing just that, but nobody will believe you.